Hello there, and welcome to Star Wars Legion. I'm so glad you are here with us today. And today we're going to be building another list. We're going to be taking a look at my favorite units to play, and that is the Rebels. And we're going to actually take a look at my favorite movie, which is Rogue One. Now, I couldn't have said that all the time. It used to be Empire Strikes Back, but I really, really enjoyed Rogue One. There's not much you can't really not like in that movie. It's really good. I'm actually looking forward to the Endor Chronicles and stuff like that too. But I just want to welcome you and thank you for coming and being a part of this video. And here's another list that I'm going to be making. Now, this is a list that I'm going to be using in one of my upcoming battles. I can't wait to get to use it. I will be using it against one of my friends who likes to play Imperial. So it's going to be kind of cool. Rogue One list. I've built several Rogue One lists, but I think I've got it narrowed down to what thematically works in the movie. And I think that a list that's actually going to work in game. Now, I made a few lists lately, and I found that people are making comments on the list about maybe not hitting hard enough or something like that. Now, I want to explain my list a bit better because sometimes I make a list because it's a certain way I want to play it. I'm really about thematic here. I still play a competitive game. We do the same rules as a competitive game, 800-point game. And I am usually do pretty well with my list, but each list has a kind of a twist to it that kind of makes it the way it is. Now with this list, I wanted to really hone in on that Rogue One squadron. The first squadron went in the U-Wing. So I made it so that there is absolutely no vehicles because they didn't have any armor, any vehicles. It's all troopers. And so that's kind of the theme. I didn't get a ton of activation because I really wanted to make it play off some of the characters too. Now, I really wish we could get a few more Rogue One characters because I think this would be a great little thing. And it might come out as a battle force. You never know. There could be a way of, most of the stuff's in here, but they could adapt the battle force and give you a few more people that they've left out and allow you to use your Pathfinders a little bit more. It'd be nice to be able to field 3 Pathfinders that were playable. And so that's kind of something I'd like to see. And so this is what my take on that Rogue One list. So we're going to go to my favorite web builder, and that we all know is Legion's HQ. And there it is. I've got it up on the screen here. And we're going to start by, of course, getting our commanders. And I like to start with the commanders. And because this is a Rogue One, we're going to go with Cassian Andor. And we are also going to go with Jyn. So we got our 2 commanders in here. And then we're going to quickly go over to our operatives, and we're going to throw K2SO in there. Okay, now we're going to come and fill those guys out in a second, but because we are playing a Rogue One list, we are going to jump right into our special forces. And with our special forces, we're going to go down and we're going to get Rebel Pathfinders, and we're going to do that times 2 because we have 2 leaders that are in the show that will fit in there. They're 2 heavies. Now, because we are into this, I want to throw a sniper unit in, and might as well put the sniper in right away. And in that sniper unit, I'm going to give it outmaneuver. Now, this is something you might not want to give it. You can come back and say, hey, I don't like that. I can save the 2 points and get a better bid. That is true. And so we could do that. And so that might be something we end up doing here as we come back. But I think I want to go this way. Now, because we're 1 all units, we're going to jump in here and we're going to get 2 Rebel Trooper units, and we're going to get a Rebel Veteran unit and a Mark II. So that puts us at 10 activations, and that's right where I want to be roughly. We have 578 points right now spent, and so that gives us a few more points to spend. Now let's quickly go into Cassian. We are going to get a long shot. Now, one of the things I'm going to do in this, there's going to be a bit of a gun line here, like shooting from a distance, controlling and trying to put the suppression on. So we're going to get the long shot here, and then we're going to throw on I don't know if that's what is going on here. I do know that I want duck and cover, And I do know that I want duck and cover with Cassian. Let me just take a quick look at his unit card. Covert Ops, Danger Sense 3. Yes, I want duck and cover. Loadout, Marksman, Tactical 1. And I think I'm going to go with Hunter because I'm going to try to be shooting at things that are damaged. That's kind of where I want to be going with this unit. Now, Jin Urso, I am going to throw on a range 3 gun right now. So she has a gun that can shoot at range. And I'm going to throw on Vigilance. Okay, I shouldn't have any problem with command area, but command bubble because I have the 2 leaders. So I'm not worried about that. And then on her, I'm going to put, of course, duck and cover. And if you look at her gun, it is a 3-weapon gun. So I'm going to put targeting scopes to give it a little bit more. There we go. I was liking to give him something that would help him get orders, and that would be HQ uplink. But I think the 10 points is going to be a little costly. Let's get in Biston. And let's get in Poe. Let's give them duck and cover and duck and cover. Let's get them that free weapon. We'll go over range 4 off the start. We might change that when it comes to setting them in, but it gives us a good spot to shoot from a distance. And no, we don't need any grenades. And we're going to go with both of them having a lot of white dice in their throwing. We're going to put them with a targeting scope just to give them a little extra on that thing. HQ, nothing like that. So we're getting up there. We're at 672 and we got our command. Now we're going down here. I want that range 4. And so because I'm doing that range 4, I also like to get them to get orders out. And because they get a dodge, I'm going to give them a little extra help there. We're going to give them that as well. So if they do get a name, they have targeting scopes. And because we got that, 1 HQ uplink, and that's so we can trigger this and give them that. Now we're getting up there. That's 728 points. And most of the units are filled out, but we do not have our rebels filled out yet. I could throw another rebel unit in there and go on the cheap and just have an extra activation, which 11 activations would be nice. But I do want to give it some range again. And I also want to do something that can hit some vehicles just in case we are in a situation where we need a little more fire on the vehicles. And so with that, I'm going to throw that so they can get close if they have to. And we're now at 774. And get myself a dodge. And these guys, we could give them a medical droid so they can heal some of the guys in the back line. Okay, that's giving us 800 right on the dot. Okay, so the question now is, let's go through this. 800 right on the dot. There's not too much point on giving these guys situation awareness if they can't get a dodge. So I don't see where they're gonna get a dodge easy because there's nothing there that can give them a dodge. These guys want to aim and shoot. This medical droid to help. So that's that out. Now let's see if there's something else. 2 points. Duck and cover guarantees in cover. I'm probably going to keep them in cover anyways. For 2 points, there's not a lot there. The hunter would be decent because I will be shooting at things that are getting injured, but it's not going to be worth it. Okay, so I feel like these snipers at 48 points are just going to get eaten up. That and we're over again. Okay. Get rid of that targeting scope. Well, they move. I guess this is where we're going to go. We're going to have a 2-point bid. So let's take a look at these command cards. The command cards are going to be pretty easy. Jin's command cards are really good, and so are Cassian's. So we're going to be taking Jin and Cassian's cards. They give us a good opportunity to. I thought about K2S2's card, but I don't know if I want to go there. I think these two cards are just as good and better. So objectives, I think the objectives we're going to be going for are, we're going to avoid breakthrough. Nothing moves fast, and we want to be shooting. Intercept to transmissions. We could put ourselves in a good situation with that early on. I'm going to take key positions because I think we can do that. I also think we can recover the supplies, and I think we can sabotage moisture vaporators. I would say that we'll probably play better in intercept transmissions than some, but I'd like to try that hostage exchange. I think there would be something interesting in how we can kind of hold that. And now we're going to head right into our next, which is our deployment. I like to take disarray. I also think if we're in the right situation, that major offensive. I know that long march will be to our play. Advanced positions could be rollout doesn't help us at all. Hemmed in. Major offensives, and let's do advanced positions. There we go. Conditions. We want, if we're not going to be moving up too much, minefields can be helpful if placed right. Fortified positions can be also helpful. Supply drops, interesting. Hostile environments, trooper units whose unit leader is not on cannot remove. No, we do not want that, because I'm going to be pushing a lot of suppression, and so that's might want to avoid war weary too. So let's get clear conditions. All right, so that's kind of the list of everything we're going to do. So we have Cassian Andor, and we have Jin, and we have K2S2. And so what the whole point of this list really is going to be using the list to the best of our ability to give ourselves lots of aims and lots of dodges, and use the suppression that is dealt out a lot to help us in defense. Now, with K2, he can give dodges to himself and to Cassian. There's Jin's card, and if you take Jin's card that allows her to teamwork somebody, if you teamwork her with K2, when K2 takes something, he would give Jin and Cassian for that turn. So that's something that you can aim and a dodge for all of them, just to give them some early on. So that's kind of a cool way. Pathfinders, they also have danger sense, so they can have some survivability, and they work well with Jin. The sniper, just kind of putting back. I'm going to put this guy up here, this unit, because he's going to be kind of my get rid of those vehicles and maybe work with the droid stuff. The one thing I don't have a lot of in this list that I like usually is Pierce. I usually run a lot of Pierce. I do have critical here, and a good dice roll. That really should have targeting scopes. That would make that so much better, but where do we lose some points to make it? Because targeting scopes are good on those guys too. The config doesn't cost anything. Where can we shave? I could lose a dodge here. Well, I get rid of that droid popper. It's situational. And so I got rid of that, and I got the targeting scope. So I think it's a bit better. And this guy here is going to be shooting from long range and kind of protecting. Either he's going to be near Caspian or he's going to be near the sniper. This guy can also shoot long range, and this guy will set up and do some control, especially if we're trying to control a lot of spots. And most of the objectives I picked: key positions, control, recover the supplies. Not so much control. Moisture evaporator could be control. Hostage exchange definitely could be control. I almost want to take out hostage exchange and go with the intercept transmissions just to give it a better chance of winning. But I've only played hostage exchange once, and I just want to play it. Like, I never ever get that one, and so I'd like to play it. Is kind of what I'm thinking here. So, you know, I'm going to kind of use Poe with this Pathfinders. I love that they got 2 points now. He's Inspire. He's going to keep removing the suppression off people I don't want to have suppression off of. Lots of good range 4. They're going to be throwing 1 white, I think, is at range 4. Anything gets in range 3, I'll be throwing 2. The targeting scopes is going to give me a little bit more control on my aims. And if they get in even closer, I can switch to reds. But I really don't mind having 2 whites, to be honest. And then Biston, he's just throwing lots of whites and blacks at range 4. Impact and ion. Now here he's got a refresh. That's one thing that the good thing is there is a card that helps with that, refreshing things. His unit might be a little more still and not moving so much, which is fine. And that way they can just sit back and do quick things and refresh. This is just basically a naked commando strike team. Whole point is to pierce, is to kind of put some damage in at range and maybe take off, you know, a guy here and there. As I said, this is going to be my control just in case there is a unit with armor. We've got 2 units, then it can attack armor with some good ability. And we're going to be pumping some aims into that. I mean, not aims, dodges into that to keep it alive. And we'll be pumping 2 black, 2 black for there. And then we got 4 there. So 6 blacks, 1 white out. Pretty regular with this unit. And targeting and aim, we're going to be keeping these guys pretty steady. They'll be guarding, trying to heal any damage done off anybody really early. And the rebel veterans, they're going to be my far but not too far. Try to get about range 3. They can hit pretty heavy, and just pumping that medium blaster in and maybe get a couple fire supports off, or even that critical 2. It's pretty potent punch. There's a lot of good punchers. It's just, will they survive? That's the real question. So that's a look at my list for Rogue One. I'll be excited to try it out and play it, and I'll let you know how it goes, and maybe even get it videotaped so it can be on here. And so this is another list of the Rebels. I love doing Rebel lists because that's who I play the most. And as I said, I have all the factions, but Rebels are really the one I play. And so I get excited about playing the Rebel list. And so if you tell me what you think of this list, your opinions are valued. I think everybody's that's told me anything about any list so far has always been good opinions, and a lot of people seem to have a good idea on how to make lists, and I would love to have the time to play them all, or the people to play them all with, because the issue is finding people to play with sometimes. That's why I create an environment like this, to keep the interest in this game, Star Wars Legion, up, but also just to help find other people and teach other people how to play. And in my local gaming community, I'm always looking to expand it. And so hopefully there is continued growth and lots of opportunities for me to play this list. And I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you guys for coming out. If you made it this far, please take the time to like, subscribe, and make a comment. I appreciate all that. That helps get this channel out more. And hope you have a wonderful time playing Legion, and may the Force be with you.